All right. In this lesson, we'll look at other ways of identifying the dispersion or spread of the data. So in the previous lesson, we looked at a line plot and also at a histogram. And in the line plot, we looked for the center of the data, the central tendency of the data with the mean, median, or mode. And we also looked at how far the data was spread out. So this data goes from 50 to 100 with a center maybe around 80. But we also want to know, is everything at the center, or is it how far is it spread out? And so we measured the spread with the standard deviation. And today we're going to look at another way of measuring the spread, and that's with quartiles. So this is a box plot. We would look for the median, and then the quartiles. The quartile is the median of the lower half, and this quartile is the median of the upper half. Pretty simple. We have another way of looking at quartiles and medians with the cumulative frequency graph. And so what's different about this one is here we don't identify frequencies on this graph. We would have to count all the scores. But if we have 9 scores, the cumulative frequency is here, and then we would be able to identify, well, the 5th score would be the median would be of the 5th score. So then we would just go over here and look down to find out whatever the score is, and we'd say that score is the median, and we did it by using these cumulative frequencies. And this is required when we don't have all the data, and it's required when we have grouped data, and we don't know the value of every piece of data. So we'll see how we use that later. So we saw this in the previous lesson. We have to organize the data. Here we have to put it in order, leave some space up here, and we'll put it in order. 59. No, it's already in order. Let's write it again. And then we'll put first, second, third. And when you have many pieces of data, to find the quartiles and median, it can be a little confusing. You know, if you wanted to write out 100 of these and then start crossing off each side, that could take a while. So here's a way to do it, where you just take 1 plus 12, divide by 2, and we'll get 6.5. So 6.5 means the median is between the 6th and the 7th scores. So that means we take the mean of 65 and 67, and we get 66. So that's the median. So when we find, that's the middle index. We have used we did not use this and we did not use that. We looked right between them. Okay, if we haven't used this actual value and said this is the median, well, now we're going to use this to help us find the median of the lower half. So we can see, just because there's only 6 numbers, that it's going to be between 3 and 4, but we can also do 1 plus 6 divided by 2, 3.5. That tells us it's between 3 and 4, so we take the mean of the third and the fourth, and that's just going to be 63. This is called quartile 1. This is the median, and then we have to find between 7 and 12. We'll get 9.5. So that tells us that we're between 9 and 10. So we do 69 plus 69 divided by 2, and we get 69. That's quartile 3. Then on a box plot, we just plot these on a number line. So we have 66. We have to go up to 69, 66, 67, 68, 69. The largest value is 72. We have to go down to 63, 5, 4, 3, and also down to 59. 2, 1, 0, 59. So the median is shown like this. The upper quartile is 69 right there. Lower quartile is 63, and then we make a box. We then do, this is also called box and whiskers, so here are the whiskers. The measure of spread or dispersion. In the previous lesson we talked about standard deviation. Standard deviation measured how spread out the data was, and here we can say interquartile range is 69 minus 63. So that's a measure of spread. How spread out is the data? The interquartile range is 6 because inter means between, so it's between the quartiles is 6. Let's do the same thing with this data. Make a box plot, and we didn't see on this problem what happens if I got a 6 here. Then I would use this, but I wouldn't use this to find the lower quartile. I'd go down to the 5. So once I use this number, then I'm just going to use these to find the lower quartile. If I use this number, I'll just use these to find the upper quartile, and that's going to happen on this one. So pause the video and try that. So we have to put them in order. Looks like I forgot one. 63, 67, 65, 81, 85, 85. There's another one. So that'll be 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. To find the median, we'll go 1 plus 9 divided by 2 is 5. So that tells us that the median is at the 5th value. Median is 85. That means once we've used that, let's just use 1 and 1 to 4. 1 plus 4 over 2 is 2.5, and we will look between 2 and 3. So we have to do 67 plus 75 over 2, and we get 71, and that's quartile 1. Let's go between 6 and 9. 6 plus 9 over 2, 15 over 2, 7.5 tells us we're going to look between the 7th and the 8th number. So we're going to have 91 plus 92 over 2 is 91.5. Box plot, we have the median is 85, quartile 1, 91.5, and the highest value is 100. We have quartile 1 is at 71, lowest value is 63, and the inter-quartile range is 91.5 minus 71, 20.5. And this requires a little practice just because we know there's two scores somewhere between 50 and 59, but we don't know what they are. So that means we wouldn't be able to find the exact mean or standard deviation or the quartiles. We have to approximate everything. So what we do is find the mid-interval value for each of these, and that can just be 50 plus 59 divided by 2, 60 plus 69 divided by 2, and we'll just say for this one we'll have 54.5, and we'll just assume that we have two scores at 54.5. So the mean is approximately 54.5 times 2, because we have two 54.5s. And then we have, this will be a 64.5, and we have 6 of those, 74.5, and we have 7, 84.5, we have 5, 94.5, there are 3, and then divide by the number of numbers. If we add the frequencies, we get 23, and this is 74.935. Then we can use that to find the standard deviation. And for IB, we would use that symbol, but we wouldn't use it in statistics. We'd have to use something else, the sample standard deviation. Okay, so here we want to take the mid-interval value minus the mean, mid-interval value minus the mean squared, and we have that happening twice. And then we take the next mid-interval value minus the mean, and we have this happening 6 times, all the way up to 94.5 minus the mean, and that happens 3 times. We're going to divide it by 23, and we have to take the square root. Okay, then we have to find the medians and quartiles. So let's look at the intervals, the frequency, and the cumulative frequency. Let me just copy the frequencies. Cumulative frequency is just going to be all the numbers that are less than or equal to 59. There's 2 of them. Now it's going to be all the numbers that are less than or equal to 69. Well, there's 6 here and 2 there, so now it's 8. All the numbers less than or equal to 79 is going to be the sum of all of these, so that's going to be 15. And then we have a 20 and a 23. We can also do relative cumulative frequency, and that's just going to be 2 divided by the total. That's 0.087. 8 divided by 23, 0.348. 0.652 is 15 divided by 23. 20 divided by 23. 23 divided by 23. Now for the graph, this will occur at the value of 60, and we'll just say that we have this many values less than 60, and then so that'll be the x value, this will be the y value. So we have to go up to 23, and here we have up to 23, and then we have to have a break in the graph. Let's just start here, and that'll be 60, and then we can count up to 70. 60, and we'll count by, we have to go 2, 4, 6, 8, and that'll be 70, 80, 90, 100. So at 60 we go to 2, and that'll be right there. At 70 we'll go to 8. At 80, we'll go to 15, so we're at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. At 90, let's go all the way to 100 is at 23. And we have to go down 22, 21, 20, and that'll be there. And then we try to draw a curved line through those points. And we want to estimate the median, and so we need to find the middle number. If we have half of 23, we're going to go from 2 to 23. So half of 23, 11.5. That's where the median will be. We have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.5. So we look out between those two lines, and it's going to be between these two lines of 72, 74, 76. So that looks like it's 75. Is the median. Then we have to go half of this, and that'll be the first quartile, and that's at 5.75. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.75. 5.75. Go out, and that looks like it's at about 62, 64, 66, 68, and this will be 67. 67, quartile 1. And we have to go halfway between these, 17.25. So this is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.25. Go out. Looks like it's on that line. 82, 84. So that's at 84, quartile 3. And that's how we can estimate the quartiles if we don't have all the data. We just have grouped data, and the interquartile range is 84 minus 67 equals 14. And I think we'll just stop there, and we can practice more in class.